Guys, I'm coming back. So, recap for our topic for today for lipids. Okay, so as I discussed earlier, this is only a summary because I was not able to complete my upload because I am low bat. So to recap this lipids are macromolecules that are hydrophobic in nature, meaning it will not be dissolved to water and immiscible to water. Okay? Or will not react to water. Okay, so we have four types: fatty acids, triglycerides, phospholipids, and steroids. So later we'll be able to discuss this one by one, things like that. Okay, so we have steroids, very important for the manufacture or for the synthesis, okay, of cholesterol, estrogen, estrogen or androgen is the male sex hormones. Estradiol or
The
estrogen
Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
is that, okay, female sex hormones. Cortisol is the stress hormone, by the way. So we have a lot of stress hormones. We have the vasopressin, right? You get the point? Then we have the other growth hormone also. Then we have cortisol, adrenaline hormone, neurepinephrine. Okay? Things like that. It will just come out if, our blood pressure will be raised to a certain level. Okay, things like that, especially when we drink a lot of coffee, a lot of tea, then it will increases our blood pressure for a moment, and then this stress hormones will come out. Okay, things like that, and then very important this steroids because it's also the essential components of our cell membrane. Okay, things like together with the phospholipids as well. They have common functions helping with one another. Okay, so let's go directly to the summary of their functions. Okay, so first, these lipids are essential for the components of our cell membranes. Okay, and then useful for a long-term storage of energy because of triglycerides. It's really the first main source of a huge of fatty acids, things like that. Okay? Or any fats. Okay, then provide thermal insulation, lubrication, and also protection. Insulation meaning it needs to provide the great protection against excessive temperature, heat, okay, because there's also heating and cooling inside our body. Okay, lubrication meaning the fluidity and maintaining the osmotic pressure, hydrostatic pressure that it's gonna be not easily be wounded, not easily be cut. So meaning to say there semi-permeable membrane. So it will not be inflamed like that. So to protect the lining of our cell membrane. Okay. Then production and synthesis of other hormones. Okay. And also to activate the vitamin D, cortisol, and other hormones, guys. Okay, in general. Okay, so I missed also to include the functions of most of these lipids, specifically under the cholesterol, because this cholesterol is very important for the transport, okay, to the transport of vitamins, minerals, any essential nutrients, a specific destination or specific vital organs in order for us to be healthy. And then during the transportation, this cholesterol will go to the bloodstream. That's the reason the cholesterol will clog, okay, because he will be the one to go there. The moment it will stick to the blood vessels, especially in the epithelium, the lining of the blood cells, the inner lining of the blood cells, it will obstruct it there. So the flow of the blood will be obstructed. It's not more. Then there's a cause of solid deposits there. That then the blood pumping, carries oxygen going to the heart. It's no longer be functional very well. That's why you lose the inhalation like that. You lose the breath because you lack of oxygen already. Because the oxygen to be carried from the blood, it's not really on time to be there where the heart needs the most. okay, and then giving it to the respiratory system. Okay? So the heart will pump it and give it to the respiratory system so that we can inhale like that, and it will go to the alveoli of our respiratory tract, things like that, especially if our artery will be hardened. Okay, left artery, so we will suffer the disease called atherosclerosis. Okay, this is coronary heart, coronary disease under cardiovascular disease, coronary heart disease. So specifically, atherosclerosis. So before atherosclerosis, you will build first symptoms like breathing, shortness of breathing, difficulty in breathing, like that, fatigue, okay, and then intermittent breathing, like that, like that, okay, get the point, and then, okay, but you should be careful because when heart attack comes, even though you don't have this atherosclerosis, you will die immediately because this is silent killer and there's no treatment for myocardial infarction. Okay, the heart attack in general term, that is in medical science, the term there is myocardial infarction disease. Once it will be there, most of the times, 80% up, you will not be saved. Okay, so a lot of records died in myocardial infarction or heart attack all over the world, much higher compared to stroke. Okay, because why? Because the heart is near its downside, right? And then it takes a lot of density or pressure to push the blood in going up. So by gravity. Okay, the blood is traveling by gravity, things like that, natural. Okay, then of course it will go first from the heart rather than going directly to the brain. So the pathway is far for stroke. That's why most of the times heart attack, okay, and sometimes also stroke. It depends on the situation, but naturally, what will be affected first is the heart before going to the brain, because of the location is very near. Okay, then right, if the part is in the up, see, it needs more pressure to go up, right? Naturally. You get the point? Then, if it's on the below, then it's easy for drop to be down by gravity. So that's why heart attack first rather than stroke. So if stroke, the blood going to the brain is clogged also. The epithelial lining of the blood vessels going to the brain. Okay? Now, it's stroke, it's called cerebral infarction. Okay, things like that. Sometimes you will suffer both cerebral infarction and myocardial infarction, but most of the times myocardial infarction. Okay, get the point. So myo meaning blood, cardial meaning heart or coronary. Cerebral means cerebral vortex of the brain.